Generally, just to sort of a brief history on my life. I have generally been sort of a good guy, upstanding guy, always trying to avoid conflict. Never really needed to be disciplined as a young child growing up, or so I believe. And yeah, it's always sort of avoiding conflict and being good, doing good for others. And I honestly believe that that was what it took or what it was required to be a Christian. Um, in my life, I've never really had a profound moment or a life changing experience where I could draw a line in the sand and say, well, now I'm a Christian. So I honestly just sort of always thought I was a Christian. Grew up in a church going family in a Christian home. And yeah, just always believed that doing good and being good is what it takes to be a Christian. Um, and it was only during the Discover Jesus and Discover Life course here at CCU where I realized that I got it totally wrong and that I was struggling and sort of confused morality with what it means to be a Christian and filled with the Holy Spirit. And if I can just briefly dwell on the morality part, it's sort of that conscience inside of you or that little voice that tells you this is right and this is wrong. And then in your head, you make a decision, sort of follow a happy medium to just live a good lifestyle. I also found that living life like that and having confused morality, it was driving a wedge, sort of, if I can call it a wedge of guilt between myself and my relationship with Jesus. Because I always felt that I wasn't worthy of His grace, or I always had to change something myself or change my approach before I could call on God. And then really, to answer the question, my breakthrough came whilst we were studying Romans 5 verse 8, which says, but God demonstrated His love for us in this, that whilst we were sinners, Christ died for us. And once that sort of knocked home, I realized that I will never be good enough. It doesn't matter what works I do. God always had this in His plan that we were going to fail and that we are sinful by nature. But He loved us so much that He still died for us. So that was my breakthrough. And also the verse Ephesians 2, 8 verse 9, where we are saved by God's grace and not and by our faith and not by our works, is the passages that really helped me in order to teach me on what it means to live a Christian life. And those two passages has really encouraged me and convinced me that I am now a Christian. I do understand it now, and I live life according to that. Being good is a good thing, but it doesn't make you a Christian.